I'm Carrie Moran, woman on the street, and this is Full Coverage from PPG. As you know, PPG is bringing innovation to the surface as the world leader in automotive finishes. But they don't stop there. PPG won't quit until you've got all the breaking news on new products, innovative applications, and the latest and greatest tips and tricks of the trade. Ready to finish? Let's get started. In the hands of a custom painter, a smooth matte finish can turn your ride into an eye-catching work of art. But it's not just for the custom jobs any longer. More manufacturers are using a stock flat finish on their cars, making it a hot new trend in collision repair. A good matte finish is smooth and very low gloss, as you can see with this awesome Dodge Charger. The man who painted this sweet ride, Chris Springer, a refinish marketing application specialist for PPG, is here with me today. He's going to answer some of our questions and demonstrate how to spray on a great matte finish. Welcome to Full Coverage, Chris.
Thanks for having me.
So you painted that sweet Dodge Charger from before. Now, you've got to be a pretty skilled painter to achieve such a great matte finish, don't you?
True, matte finishes are pretty unforgiving, but if a painter's been properly trained and given a couple application tips, it can turn out looking really great and very unique.
That sounds pretty good. Can you tell us about some of those tips?
Sure, the application process is really no different than a normal high gloss clear coat. The car would be sprayed with sealer, with your base coat color, and when you would normally spray a high gloss clear coat, you'll replace that with one of PPG's premium matte clears.
So how do you get started?
After color's been sprayed, the first coat of clear coat should be sprayed as a medium wet coat. That coat should be allowed to dry down to a uniform dull appearance before the second coat is applied.
Now what if it doesn't dry completely?
Any not completely dull areas could result in a blotchy, inconsistent gloss in your final appearance. The second coat should be applied as a full wet coat. It should be allowed to dry for 5 to 10 minutes, and then a drop coat will get applied. That drop coat helps uniform out the final appearance. That final coat should be allowed to dry to a full, uniform, dull appearance before baking it to cure.
It cannot be that simple, can it?
It really is. The process is not so much different. Some of the application techniques and tips that we can give a painter can help this process go a little bit smoother. One, and probably the most important tip, is going to be preparation and cleanliness. The paint booth, the car, the painter himself, the equipment needs to be as clean as possible. Any dust or dirt that comes into the paint job while the painter's spraying the clear can't be polished out because that'll raise the gloss of the clear coat.
Now what about any other techniques?
Application consistency is key when spraying a matte finish. On the first two coats, you want to be about 6 to 8 inches away from the panel, good 90-degree angle to it, as well as maintain a 70 to 80% overlap. The drop coat, I want you to back up to 12 to 18 inches away from the panel, still maintaining that 70 to 80% overlap.
And now, are there any recommendations for a spray gun that we could use?
Great question. I personally prefer using a compliant gun with a 1.2 to a 1.3 fluid tip. Compliant guns have a tendency to put out a little bit more product, and it allows a painter to get around a car faster. An HVLP gun can be used as well. In those, I prefer a 1.3 to a 1.4 millimeter fluid tip.
Well, thank you very much for joining us, Chris.
Thank you.
Well, there you have it. How to apply a matte finish with Chris Springer. Visit ppgrefinish.com for more information. I'm Carrie Moran, and this has been Full Coverage from PPG.